Alright, so here we are for part 2 of making Kitty's beds. So here we are. We'll take your large piece of fabric, and what you want to do is you want to center that on your ironing board. I found a very easy way to do that. Take the largest piece of fabric and fold it right in half. Fold that big old somewhat nice circle right in half, and then take that and lay it right on the half mark of your ironing board. Then open it up and you've got it right there. You can kind of eye the up down halfway mark. Take your small circle, do the same thing. Fold it in half, lay it at the halfway mark right in the center of the big circle, and lay it right on top of it. Now take your Stitch Witchery, and if you've never used Stitch Witchery before, you're going to be amazed at what you can do with this stuff. This is your Stitch Witchery, and it's kind of like, it looks kind of like gauze or something. It's about the size of a piece of Scotch tape. The kitties obviously like to play with it. Well, I have it out here today. And basically, cut yourself a bunch of pieces, maybe 10 or 20 at a time, something like that. Maybe 10 at a time. You can do more in a minute. Cut them about 3 or 4 inches long, because we're going to be going around a circle with them. We're going to be making a circular shape, so you're going to have to piece them together. Oh, Lola. All right, that's good enough, baby. Stitch Witchery requires you to use a damp cloth. You don't want to use the iron directly on the fabric where the Stitch Witchery is. You want to take a damp cloth, so get yourself an old washcloth or a thin hand towel or something, wet it, wring it out, make sure it's just nice and damp, and then this is how we do it. Take your Stitch Witchery and lay it right between these 2 pieces of fabric. So I left about 1 inch on the outside when I was done for this little pillow part that's on the underside. I don't know why, but it just made sense to me to do it like that. So you can do the same if you want to. Take your Stitch Witchery, lay it right there, put your fabric down, lay your towel on top, and then take your hot iron. You're going to set that right on top of here and count to 10. Just normal count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lift the iron up. Wait maybe 1, 2 seconds, something like that. And don't tug, but just gently lift this up and have a good look at it. And what you want to see is what we're seeing here. The Stitch Witchery has bonded the 2 pieces of fabric completely together. And boy, the little kitties are just running around like crazy girls. So it's bonded them together, and you have a perfect seam that's taken place there. Go all the way around the whole small circle and make it fit right in the center of your big circle. Another thing that's really nice about microfiber is, I noticed, there's no right side to the fabric. Either side is going to be exactly the same, so don't worry about if you've got it right or wrong if you're using microfiber. And yes, the irony is not lost on me that it's little doggies and bones on the kitty beds, but they had very limited choices for microfiber at the local fabric store when I went up there. So get whatever you like. Okay, once you've finished with that, you're going to leave an area maybe about 3 inches, 4 inches, something like that, open. And take your stuffing, and you just want to make a nice, soft bed for them. So you saw when Zoe and Lola were laying in there, it's not tight or anything like that. It's just enough stuffing so that when they lay down, they're laying on a very smushy feeling bed. But you don't want it like bulging up or anything. You want that nice bowling feeling for them. They like to feel like they're being kind of hugged and secure in their bed when they're laying there. At least that's what I've noticed about them. Okay, next step is we're going to make the big circle. We're going to make the little path that the elastic is going to go through. So remember when you use the stitch witchery on this that you want to leave about a ½ inch to an inch opening right here. You want to leave this like a channel or a tunnel through there. So your stitch witchery will go here and seal this up, and then all of this will be like a nice little tunnel running through there. And you're going to leave maybe just an inch or maybe even ½ inch open at the very end. So go ahead and cut your stitch witchery again into 2, 3, 4 inch pieces. Lay them out and lay them right along the edge like this. Use your damp cloth and do the entire edge. And that's going to be the elastic side of it. Once you're done, take your elastic, I don't know if I bought like maybe 2 yards or something of it, and lay it out on top of your basket, somewhere in the area of where you think it's probably going to land. This is close enough. That's the nice thing about doing things the way that you want to do them. You don't have to follow someone else's directions. Just figure it out on your own, what's going to work best. And you can kind of pull on your elastic. It may not be as stretchy as mine, or it may be stretchier than mine, whatever the case is. Figure it out for yourself. But for me, with this elastic right here, I found that, or I figured that doing about 2/3 to 3/4 of the amount that it took to go around the entire diameter that where I wanted it to fall was the right measurement. So at about 2/3 to 3/4, I kind of eyed it, snipped it with the scissors, and it worked out perfectly. It's not too snug, it's not too loose, everything seems to come together well. Once you're done with that, leave about a half when you did the stitch witchery around the elastic tunnel around the outside, you left about a ½ inch to an inch opening for this elastic to run through here. So now what you want to do is just take a safety pin, something like that, put it right through the end, right here on the tip of it, just run it through there, close the safety pin up, take it, put it right into that opening. Just put the safety pin right into it, and then using your fingers, you can feel it and just drag it along. And you're going to feed that elastic all the way through and around, and every once in a while just take and pull the fabric a little bit and take it all the way through and all around until you have the elastic bands. Okay, this is where you need a needle and thread. You could probably just use the safety pin, but I don't know how long that would hold for. I felt safer just, threading a needle really quick and putting 4 or 5 quick stitches in and tying it off. So, and that's what you want to do. You want to secure your elastic one end to the other. So now you've got it going all the way around through the tunnel. Bring it together, overlap it just a tiny bit right here, and sew it together. And that's the only sewing you're going to need to do in this project. Once you've done that, your project is pretty much complete. You've made a pillow on the back side that now will rest on the inside, and you'll just take your elastic. Let's see if I can do this. Look at both of our cats are watching closely, wondering when I'm going to give them their second bed back. And so all that we want to do is raise this up and put our elastic around the outside. And Zoe's going to be quite happy when this is back in place for her. There you go, Zoe. Come on over here, honey. Okay, so as you can tell from what's going on during the course of this video, our cats really love these beds, and they're very affordable, super simple, and it feels really nice to make something that the kitties love. I would make these kitties anything that they needed or anything that they wanted. Have fun, enjoy.